Hola a todos, ¿qué tal? Acá desde Fortuito, Leo les saluda como siempre, llevándoles conversaciones de calidad y de alto calibre. Y hoy tenemos la gran oportunidad, gracias a nuestros amigos de Arts and Crafts México, de poder conversar con Oscar y con Henry de Syot, desde Alemania y los Países Bajos, con nuevo sencillo, nueva música, indie soul, de muy buena manufactura. Hello, Oscar, Henry, how are you guys?
Hola, buenos días.
Hello.
Estoy
Hola.
muy bien.
Oh, okay. So I see that a little bit of Spanish from your side, Henry. Why is
So,
that?
solo un poquito. Actually, I've been to Mexico, like
Okay,
the beginning of this year, and I had the opportunity, like to connect with some people and learn the language a little bit. And
that's
yeah,
great. That's great. Let's hope that next time you can come to play and we can see you live, guys.
bet we're coming. Hopefully,
Yeah, for
Hopefully
sure.
sooner than later.
For sure. I was listening to the new single. What a great song, guys. What
gracias.
inspire No, thank you, thank you. What inspires you, Oscar and Harry, as you wish to answer, in order to create? Obviously, your proposal is really, really tight and really clear about what you are doing and communicating. Now, in this era of no commitment, maybe love is not as romantic as it used to. So,
Mm,
how do you come to this concept now for the new single?
You want to
Um,
start? Let's go.
yeah, of course. I mean, yeah, dude. The first thing I noticed about the whole question is, love is not as romantic. I wholeheartedly disagree. No, I mean, call us old fashioned, but love was always and will forever remain as romantic as you want it to be, of course, especially
Yeah,
as a creator. It's like, what's a bigger inspiration than, well, love?
Yeah,
And especially what the song is about. Well, I guess that the what the song is about is not necessarily uh, positive. I mean, the whole
yeah,
hook of the song, "Why You Treat Me Like Dirt," uh yeah, it's not necessarily positive. So well, it's about loving someone, treating someone the way that you want them to treat you, and obviously not getting that. And I wouldn't say the creation of the song is necessary, like it doesn't necessarily come out of a place of experience. But it's still, despite it not necessarily being positive, it's still a very relaxed, summerish song to listen to, and it was also created to make a very nice and relaxed, summerish vibe. So
oh, great. Yeah, yeah. I can relate to that for sure.
Mhm.
I can relate to. You blend 70s soul, alternative music, R&B, indie soul pop and whatnot. What are your most important influences as you grew up, Henry? What did you listen when you were a kid that you said, "Man, I want to do this with my life"?
I think a lot of Hendrix definitely when I was like in my elementary school. Definitely Lenny Kravitz, Red Hot Chili Peppers, and when I started to become a teenager, it actually had a radical twist in that like development. It was going more into hip hop. I definitely had a like trap phase and stuff, and then it more and more went back to organic handmade music, which I'm yeah really grateful for. That it was like a or still is like a very diverse spectrum of a lot of different genres,
Yeah.
across the world and stuff. And yeah,
That's great. That's great, great music. And for you, Oscar, what was that spark, that musical spark, that when you were a little boy said, "This is my destiny"?
oh, Leonardo, what a question. um I mean, I was little, so were we all, and I sat behind my first ever keyboard. It was given to me by my father, and it was this, yeah, this I think this crappy old thing from Yamaha, and
Okay.
I was really into
but no
film
offense to
scores.
Yamaha, yeah.
No, 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 no. I'm praying for a sponsorship.
Yeah.
No, and well, I was really into movie scores back in the day, and I tried to recreate the soundtrack from a Superman movie from 2013.
Okay.
And then, I kept trying to recreate more scores. And then I was like, oh, I could also make pop music and play guitar. And the
Okay.
rest was just, oh yeah, it started with movie soundtracks.
That's great also because, some of the best music we have ever heard, it comes from cinema.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
What about the name, guys? What about we understand you are, from Holland. Well, maybe not Holland, from the
Netherlands, yeah.
Netherlands, of course, and from Germany. What about the name? What about how do you meet? How is this, a melting pot? How does
Mhm.
this melting pot works?
Well, Henry, you want to talk about the name, and should I talk about how we met?
I mean, it would be a pleasure for me. So actually, like a good friend of us, like from the German side, to quite funny and interesting story. Like he was one of those days you had to take a shower, and he went to the shower, was probably like listening to some song, and he was just coming up with the name. So it kind of came out of nowhere, but definitely inspired by taking a shower. And yeah, like he was like he's also very good friends with our drummer Tino, and
Okay.
yeah, he shared the name with us, and we were like, "Hey, cider." It for us, it doesn't has a personal meaning. So far I know, I think it's a time zone in the Antarctica and means shot on like I think on the Philippines.
Uh-huh.
And so basically, we actually learned it afterwards, like after he shared the name with us. But we thought it's kind of like cool sounding and cool looking if you write it down. And that was kind of like the source and how we decided
Okay.
to get this name for our band.
I found that I thought that maybe it was a word maybe in Flemish. It's in the Netherlands, the Dutch. I thought that maybe it was a word in German or in, but I found that it's an acronym that also means submit your own tribute.
Ah, yeah, that's true.
Oh, yeah,
And
interesting.
also, it's also an acronym for "See you out there."
Yeah.
Yeah.
But but it does not come from these acronyms. It's just like an
Not at
idea
all.
from
No,
from
not at
your
all.
Not at
from
all.
your friend
No.
in the shower, and
Yeah.
he thought
Exactly.
about the word and said
Yes,
that's a cool word.
the
Ex-
shower is obviously a key factor in this whole story.
I think that was
You
very
have to have
important.
the
I
shower.
think
Yeah.
if it only would have been a bath tube or
No, no,
bathtub,
no,
it
no.
wouldn't be the same. You know, it would be probably like toys or
Yeah,
something.
it wouldn't be the same because a shower has running water. A bathtub it
Mhm.
does it
Yeah.
does not. And there's
Uh,
a lot
yeah.
of important these important people in the world, my friends, like representatives or politicians or whatnot. There are a lot that are known for having, especially Saddam Hussein. They said that they had in his car, in his room, in his living room, everywhere. He had to have the sound of running water because they say
Ah,
that the sound of running water it's a therapy in itself all the time in order to be a little
ah.
bit lighter in your head. So
I mean,
maybe that's
It's
a
a
cool
form of
thing.
white noise, really, and white noise is calming down. And
I
a
mean,
running water is a running mind. So,
yeah, and especially
Exactly.
if you have to take a pee, you know, if you have to piss, then it also might help if
oh, had
if
this
there's
last
some
night. Had
problems,
this
you
last
know.
night.
Hey, I
That's
think it
great.
happened to all of us.
And it's gonna still keep happening. So, Oscar, what about the two nationalities, the working together? How does that go on?
I'll tell you. Me, the drummer, and the bass player, and me, we all
Yeah,
met in our first year of our study.
Tino and
Uh,
Kai.
Sorry,
Tino and Kai.
yeah, Tino and Kai. Yeah,
Yeah,
correct.
yeah.
And we all went to the conservatory in
Oh,
a little city called Enschede. It's just over the German border, somewhere in the east of the Netherlands. And yeah, I mean, Tino and Kai started making demos. Actually, fun fact: the very first demo that they made together was our third single, "Addicted."
yeah, yeah. I heard it also. Great
Hmm.
work. Yeah, great
Yeah,
song.
thank you, thank you. And well, they had some they just worked on demos, and then they were working in a studio, like one of the studios in school. And then I walked in there coincidentally. I was like, "Oh, sounds nice. Do you need some vocals?" And then they were like, "Yes." And then well, we grabbed the mic, and then I just started singing. Very first take, and that one turned out to be "Careful," the first single.
Yes.
And I think somewhere along the lines, some guitar parts were being recorded by this stranger from somewhere in Germany, Tino's friend. And well, one thing led to the next, and I was sitting in a car with this guy, and I met him for the very first time. And then yeah, we kept doing it more often, and yeah, more and more. Yeah, and then we were like, oh, should we play this live? Oh, I guess we're a band in that sense. And then yeah,
And you
now
are,
we're here.
yeah, great. And you are very near because you are, a neighbor countries in a way. So,
Yeah.
so you, Henry, you are the German one.
One of the two, yeah.
Ah, okay, okay. Woher
So basically, it's
kommen,
50-50. Like
woher,
Tino,
woher kommen Sie, mein Freund? Welche Stadt?
Düsseldorf.
Ah, okay.
Yo desde, no, yo de Düsseldorf. Es
Per-
cerca de Colonia, Cologne,
Ah, okay.
Köln in Alemán.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's in the west. Kind of chill.
yeah, I've been there. Great, great, great. So, guys, I see that you are also mentioned in some different, publications about like kind of boy band energy, but with guitars and and what do you think about that? That's something you wanted to communicate, or that's something that came to you when you started presenting yourselves? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I think that yeah, where did it even come from, man? Did that
I think it was more or less
one of us
accidentally.
did one of us suggest it? I mean, if I'm honest, like I as a kid, I always dreamed about being in a boy band.
Just
And,
singing and dancing, maybe, Oscar.
yeah, just like yeah, just going like the like the whole like yeah. It was very charming to me as a kid. I mean, can you blame a kid, for,
No, no.
for wanting to be in a boy band?
There's time for everything. You still have time,
Of
maybe in the
course.
future.
Yeah. A man can dream. But no, but I think it's. I mean, I don't mind us being called a boy bands. I think it's pretty funny. I know indie soul boy bands. I mean, it sounds very charming. I'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's keep
I
it
think
going.
like it's definitely not like the traditional kind of boy band you would
Like
imagine.
NSYNC.
I think it was probably like
Yeah,
as I mentioned before, probably like more accidentally or out of fun. I think actually us playing like several instruments sometimes either at the same time, live. Oscar sings, plays the guitar, and plays the keys here and there. Kai sings, plays the bass. Sometimes he switches to the keyboard, so everyone is kind of doing everything.
okay,
Sometimes
okay,
at the
okay.
same time, so it's probably like a more unconventional kind of thing, But I
Yeah,
think,
for sure.
yeah, but we're all boys, so and a band, so I think this is where it comes from, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, that's great. It just caught my attention, caught my eye a little bit because I do not listen to your music as a regular boy band or the most common, as you say, Oscar, we know it's totally other thing. Henry, you as a guitarist, what's your favorite guitarist in history?
Wow. Ooh, that's actually a very good one. Um, I mean, I rather would go with John Frusciante from the Chili
Oof.
Peppers. Actually,
Yeah.
he's actually I was listening to him earlier before. Also, great solo projects.
Mhm.
I mean, I don't want to say he's the goat of all time or like the greatest of all time.
But for
I
you,
think
it
it
is.
it it
Who decides?
eventually like it really depends, on the face or on what I'm listening lately currently.
That's great. That's a
Maybe
great
maybe I would
answer.
go with him. Maybe I would go with him right now. Yeah, probably
Yeah,
yes.
yeah,
Yeah,
because Frusciante has a great career in some of the Peppers records, of course, but has an amazing work in all his solo albums.
exactly. Like I think his personal
Top
discography
shit.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's probably like even more diverse and bigger than of the Chili Peppers itself.
exactly,
And then
exactly.
that's it's his side project. That's also kind of fascinating to me. Actually, it's probably like a little bit unconventional, but Ty Segall from the States, he's probably like he has a very interesting discography as well. He might not be as as technical or as you know genius as Frusciante, for example, but
Yeah,
also great work. And also more towards the rock side.
What's the name of the artist, Henry?
Ty Segal.
Ah, of course, Ty
T.Y.
Segal.
Segal.
Yeah.
Also
So,
great work.
those are two recommendations from Henry. Dos recomendaciones, pandilla de Henry. Escuchen el trabajo de Joe Frusciante y del gran Ty Segall. You, Oscar, on your side, you as a key player, keyboard player, singer, guitarist, maybe what will be the musician that would be your favorite?
Of all time.
Well, yeah, maybe you. I was going to ask you which pianist or keyboard player, but I understand you do some other things. So,
like, I'm really, I wouldn't know that many. Like, I know there are many keyboard players, but I wouldn't know that many by name. You know.
yeah.
I don't know any keyboard players.
or maybe any singer.
Well, yeah, different territory. Okay.
What's your favorite singer? As for Henry is Frusciante as a guitarist, for you as a singer, which one is the voice that you love the most?
Anthony Kiedis now. Nah, that's all jokes aside. Wow.
You know, we love these kind of questions because our audience, we like to recommend what the artists we talk to listen to, like, you know.
Of course.
It's always about listening the music.
Mm-hmm. Yes, no, definitely. Well, man, I have to say, yeah, maybe I mean, yeah, a very like a very high praised artist for myself for a very long time now has been McGee.
Okay, yeah.
And do you know McGee?
Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful stuff. Also, as a guitarist, I really respect him. But also his vocals.
Indeed.
Of course, it's partly the processing, and you can say that like that not necessarily like favorite singer, but like favorite artist. Like my favorite artists who puts singing in the context of their artistship, because it's also partly the processing and the production and just the whole image of it.
That's
really
great. That's great. Ahí las recomendaciones para escucha profunda, pandilla, de los Syot. My friends, like what is the sound like of your band live? If you have to say it quickly in a phrase, like, listen, if you like, what could you relate to other musicians as your live sound? Am I explaining myself?
Yeah, it's a very, very nice question. Unfortunately, I think it's hard to put it in one phrase. Maybe two. I would say it's definitely like a I don't want to, like, you can say roller coaster, like we definitely have some slow songs, you can dance with your partner, with your loved ones. You also definitely can go crazy, you can jump, you can mosh bit around if you want to, but you also can really take your time and listen. So it's like it goes like a curve, I would say there's something for everyone, like, of course we want to well, we're still on the journey to really found our unique sound, but I think maybe at the end of the day it's kind of what we are, because sometimes we come up with a slow idea, maybe with a more up-tempo idea, and in the end of the day it's who we are, being four individuals in a band. It's what our life represents in a way, and so it depends on the set, it depends on the mood, it depends on the venue, but from slow to fast, from hard to soft.
That's great, because
almost everything.
Dynamics are really important in a live show. So you as a singer, and Oscar, you as a singer and as a keyboardist and guitarist, you have a lot of dynamics in your live presentations, right?
Definitely. I'm doing everything and nothing at the same time. I'm chilling at the front, man. Yeah.
And regarding lyrics, because your new single Dirt, and once again, congratulations for the work. It's really interesting music, my friends. Really, really cool. This song is about, as we saw in the information, about remembering not love, but dealing with it, living with it in not such a healthy way, right? The most personal is the most creative. If you write from your personal experience, is gonna have an engagement, and a more powerful engagement with the audience. how do you write the lyrics? How do they come to you, or also you write them with? Sorry, I forgot his name. With Kai.
Hmm.
How's that process, Oscar? The
Um,
lyric writing.
the lyric writing, like the lyric writing in general, or like specifically for Dirt.
No. Specifically for Dirt, and maybe a little bit in general.
Well, the lyrics for Dirt, I think Dirt was started as a demo from Kai originally,
Okay.
and he also had quite some lyrics ready. I think Tino also jumped in there, and me eventually also. It's like a very I mean like stretch.
Collaborative.
Yeah, it's like a stretch to like in a span of I think maybe two years or something. It's quite old already.
Okay.
Original
Perhaps a
idea.
little bit more.
Yeah, maybe two and a half.
Yeah.
No, potato potato.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think we all like at least like us like the three of us like contributed something to the lyric writing. But it's like it's very it all happens very organically.
Okay.
Honestly, it's just yeah. I mean, there's not really a manual for
Yeah, for
songwriting,
sure.
and I think that it's a very yeah, it's a very flexible and a very natural thing to like the whole process of it. And I think in general, how we write, I mean, it all has to happen in the moment, doesn't it? I think
Yeah, for
I think
sure.
if we never like sit down and we're like, okay, now we're gonna write a song. No, it's
Yeah.
just it's like the whole music. The beauty of the musical process is that it all happens in the moment. We could be sharing a beer like with the four of us and
Yeah.
just like, messing around, and suddenly Henry plays something on his guitar, and then a light bulb appears over my head, and I think, wow, hey, I know the words for this. Let me write them down, and I show them to someone else, and it's like, oh, you know what? Give me that phone. I'm gonna.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
amazing because it's a collaboration, and that's the reason of
Mhm.
my question. Because
Yeah.
a lot of creative groups maybe concentrate on what their task is.
Well, yeah, to play
You
to
know
their
what I mean?
strength. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. But I think that a collaborative narrative
Mhm.
writing or sharing between the
Yeah,
crew, it
definitely.
generates well, an aura, a
Yeah.
mystique, because
Mhm.
it's not easy, to relate.
Mhm.
Sometimes I wrote this song because I am the writer and the singer, and I
Mhm.
went through this. Okay, well, that's
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
But when you guys can relate, it's amazing.
Exactly.
Besides from music, what other things do you do, guys?
Cooking.
Cooking. Okay, great.
A lot of
Like
cooking.
like music. It's
Like
like
music. It's
a
mostly cooking.
little bit of this, a
It's
little
all
bit.
about flavor, man. Yeah.
Exactly.
Exactly.
And you, Henry, what do you do besides music?
Eating.
Actually, I just
Eat Oscar's cooking.
Eating what I cook.
criticizing the food. No, just kidding. Actually, I just finished my like apprenticeship, like, or you can say studies as a carpintero. I think it's on Spanish, like carpenter, woodworker.
Carpintero, sí, yeah.
Carpintero, sí.
Okay,
So
okay.
like interior work, like the furnitures and stuff. This is what I like professionally like learned the last 3 years. Yeah, I mean, I learned it professionally, but it more became like a useful skill, I think, in my
Yeah.
everyday life. But yeah, hey, I mean, to be honest, like the last few months, mainly music. To be honest, sounds a little bit
No,
like boring maybe to some people, but
no.
I mean, besides the criticizing food, you also have to make music. No, but like, yeah, or like also take care of like, yeah, the productions, some emails and stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's all kind of like part of it.
That's great. That's great. Really wholesome activities, cooking and carpentry. That's cool.
Yeah,
That's really
yeah.
cool.
Oh, that could go together so well.
Yeah, good for the soul also. No, it would surprise me if you would say maybe, like I love when I have some time to go around some numbers in Excel or
Mhm.
some shit like
Yeah. You know what?
I actually never could do that. It's
that.
I I just have to think about it, and I'm getting anxious. To be really honest,
Yeah.
yeah. Well,
Yeah. Okay, guys, for now, you have Dirt, you have other singles before. What's next? You had a really long, in Netherlands, a really long tour, a lot of
yeah.
dates, a lot of nights, a lot
First
of
tour.
singles.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was amazing. How was the experience, guys? It was your first tour, yeah.
I think it was amazing. I think I surely can. I think talk for the four of us right now.
Oh, definitely.
It was amazing, like amazing. Like I, even though I'm from Germany,
Yeah.
I think I could say right now that I know more cities of the Netherlands than from Germany. Just
Yeah.
by like really like playing. I think what was it, like 24
More,
or
more than 20. I saw that
yeah,
more than
like
20 cities,
23,
huh?
like something
23,
like
yeah.
this. And besides from that, we had some concerts also in the Netherlands. In the meantime, in the middle, they were
Yeah.
like kind of under the radar. Also great experience. I mean, it was like amazing, like meeting all those people, meeting people who work at the like at the venues, mixing
Yeah.
engineers, technicians, other bands. That was actually my maybe favorite part about it, meeting people who are kind of like sitting in the same boat as we.
Yeah.
Seeing them in the same city, sleeping at their place. Sometimes they crash at our place. It was like
Yeah.
kind of like a community kind of thing, because we helped us. We were enjoying each other's concerts and getting to know each other like a little bit more, from time to time, and having this kind of like activity combined with those experience, like amazing, and also very cool. I think for me now, like having those more than 20 shows or something, or 20 cities, you have like a quite big like memory, or like a lot of metaphors for or anecdotes, better say, for each city. I never
Yeah.
forget this one place we played at this like cheese bar, and
Yeah,
we got
Gouda.
this huge plate of cheese and sausages. It was amazing, and during like when like the others were either like tuning their instruments or talking to the crowd, I had this like beautiful looking cheese plate next to me, and I always could like snack some olives or some cheese. It was amazing, and that for free. I think
Yeah.
I never had a cheese plate that big for free.
That's
Yeah, that
great.
was unbelievable.
That's great, my friend Oscar. It's like living the dream. It's living the dream, right? And after 20, more than 20, nights playing or whatnot, you are a really tight machine, I suppose, no?
Yeah, well
Keep
oiled.
the engine running.
Yes.
Yeah, well oiled, exactly. That's it. So, are you preparing some other concerts now, Oscar? Maybe the album? What are you on now, guys?
Well, we I think we haven't. Our next gig is the 28th of May in Utrecht in the
Utrecht? Yeah.
Netherlands. Yeah, and after that, we are looking to maybe play some small festivals in the summer.
Yeah,
But
Great, great.
apart
yeah.
from
Whether
that,
Germany, Netherlands, both.
yeah.
Hopefully
Mhm.
Mexico.
Oh,
Who knows?
Oh man,
Let us know.
yeah.
Arts and Crafts is listening here this conversation. So,
Please book us.
Mexico. Eh,
Oh man,
so
that would be a dream.
yeah, for sure, my friend. I think you have a really cool career. Maybe not so long. You are young, but you are doing really interesting things. And one thing I remember now, you mentioned that Dirt was a song that existed for some years ago, and it was there, and then it came now. But it's like the vault of the jewels. You know what I mean? You never know
Yeah,
when something you created, it's gonna be a temporary, transcendental.
that's the thing.
Because if the tune, let's say the tune had not related in a way to what's happening with the world now, it wouldn't work. So,
Exactly.
what do you think? And saying this, Oscar, I wanted to ask you, uh, what do you? I saw this documentary about Nina Simone. I don't know if you've seen it. I recommend it to you guys. It's great. I don't know, remember the name, Nina Simone, the singer. And
Mhm.
there's a really cool part where she says that in an interview that it's uh it's an obligation for her cosmovision, okay? But she says this, it's an
Mhm.
obligation for all artists to express the ills of the time they are living in. Also, the cool things, of course, and what it is. But it's
Mhm,
like an obligation of the artist to talk about what's not right in your times.
mhm.
What do you think about this?
I mean, especially if you're like an artist who has like some like a very big influence on people, like the bigger artists such as Nina
Yeah.
Simone.
Yeah.
I think you could. It's. I mean, it's still an optional. I believe it's still an optional thing, but it's. I mean, you could choose the responsibility to still make people aware. I
Yeah.
think that that's still a pretty important thing to do if you're a person of high regard. Yeah, no, it's a very yeah, you could say it's the responsible thing to do, but like, yeah, I mean, then again, it's also art.
Yeah.
And I think art, and especially music, is still one of the few things that connects people like worldwide, despite having differences, or the different political views, or yeah, just different cultures in general. I think we all, if music is a language, which it is, we're all able to speak it.
Yeah, for sure. I,
Yeah.
I, wa- I think it's there's not no correct answer here. Of course, it's just like the view of the artist, and a lot of things are happening right now in the world, which are really really intense. But as you say, music connects and music heals. So, what are you listening now, Oscar, when you are driving on your bike? What are you listening now in Spotify or whatever platform you use? What are you listening? What would you
I'm
recommend to listen to our audience also?
Oh, well, to come back
Same for
to,
you, Henry, so you can think about, but
I
especially
already have my answer.
what are you listening now in these days, in
oh
these
man,
days? Yeah.
okay, these days I'm really addicted to ambient music, and again, to come back to the
Okay.
movie soundtracks,
Okay.
I watched the movie Heat, with
For sure,
oh,
for sure.
such a good one, like
Michael
the best,
Mann's movie, yeah.
exactly, the best cops and robbers movie,
Yeah.
in my opinion. Um, yeah, and I've listening to the soundtrack of that one, because it has
Okay.
a really good soundtrack.
Okay.
And the ones I mean specifically is Ultramarine from Michael Brook.
Okay.
Very
Ultramarine.
stretched out. It's very long, but you can really get into it.
So you are into ambient music in a way also because you mentioned before cinema and OSTs, original soundtracks,
Mhm.
because movies have music from in the future. One movie is gonna play Dirt from Syot,
Mhm.
right? Or how should I pronounce the name band currently from your side, guys?
Syot.
Syot. Okay,
Mhm.
great. But I love, for example, Angelo Badalamenti. I don't know if you know him. All the soundtracks from David Lynch.
Oh yes, I do know some. Sorry, Leonardo.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're seeing the chat, but
Okay,
I
okay.
think
Sorry, we have to finish. Yeah, guys.
yeah, we're
Okay.
finished. As much
No,
as
sorry.
I'd like to indulge
No, no,
in
no,
many
no.
conversations.
Me too, my friend. Sorry, I didn't saw what
Yeah,
half an hour
no,
went. So
you're passionate.
thank you very much for your time. Last question,
Thank you as
whoever
well.
wants to take it. For the people who haven't listened to Syot, what it sounds like.
Drewy and sexy, I would say.
Playful.
That's great. Groovy, playful, and sexy. Syot desde Alemania y Holanda para Fortuito. Thank you, guys.
Thank
Gracias
you,
a
man.
Crafts también. Congratulations on Dirt and the
Thank you very
work to
much.
come, guys. Thank you.
Hasta
Thank you.
luego.
See you later. Hasta luego. Nos
Ciao.
Hasta
vemos.
luego.
Adios. Ciao.